When a new and terrifying alien threat makes landfall on planet Earth, it will be up to the mightiest heroes to defend against it. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Avengers issue number 3 and find out together, shall we? So then, as you may recall, at the end of the previous issue, a gravely injured and near-death Kang had warned Captain Marvel about the coming of the Impossible City. At the time, that kinda sounded like gibberish, but in this issue, we actually get to see what the Impossible City is. Apparently, it's an alien ship home to the Ashen Coven. What are the Ashen Coven? Well, it seems like they're a group of what is known as Cityslayers. What's a Cityslayer? Well, that should be pretty obvious. They go to world after world destroying major cities. Not for profit, not to conquer like other alien invaders the Avengers have dealt with in the past. No, the Cityslayers see themselves as individuals, each with their own little hang-up. We have one that goes to Vatican City because it sees itself as a god and wants to be worshipped by weaker beings. We've got a twisted artist that uses the people and buildings of Toronto as its own personal bloody canvas. We got one that very literally wants to wake the dead and feed on fear, and another that actively wants to put people to sleep in a big party city like Manila. Now that's a lot of big threats all happening at once, and Carol being Carol, naturally when she hears word about this, she just wants to jump the gun and have the Avengers run out there. It's actually Black Panther who tells the new chairwoman to maybe take 5 minutes and think this one over. After all, someone like T'Challa here isn't afraid to die, but he's most certainly afraid to lose. This is where Iron Man comes in, using all contacts and computer know-how to read the files of all the major organizations, your shields, etc., to try and figure out who the hell these guys are, only to come up with the realization that these are brand new players on the cosmic scene. Or at the very least, as far as our heroes are concerned, they're new. This means Captain Marvel has to greatly change her plan of attack. Instead of all going to one place, they're going to split up. And what we have here for the latter part of the issue is why each individual Avenger was chosen to deal with each individual city threat. Thor goes to Vatican City and talks mad shit about the big owl-shaped alien who sees itself as a god. Thor, after all, is a real god and knows that you can't make people worship you by being afraid. Oh no, real gods inspire devotion with great deeds, like the great deed Thor is gonna pull off by kicking this thing's ass. Iron Man has Toronto and deals with the crazy artist by saying, hey buddy, this is Earth, and guess what? Everyone's a critic. None bigger than me, in fact. Allow me to introduce you to my repulsors. Also, hey, Tony's got a brand new costume too in this. I wonder if he's trying to throw off the authorities, what with him being wanted for murder in his own book currently. It's actually Scarlet Witch though, who I think ends up stealing the whole issue. She's sent to deal with the zombie problem, and she lays into that particular city slayer by saying that, oh, you seek to master fear, you seek to control the dead. Well, I've spent a lifetime mastering my own fears and my own ghost, so there's not a damn thing you can do to me. Wow, you know, it's been so long I forgot how truly terrifying a dedicated, motivated, and concentrated Scarlet Witch can be when she's on the job as an Avenger. Also, when the team was choosing targets, poor Vision must have drawn the shortest straw because he ends up having to deal with the Ashen Coven's leader. This lady is a robotic being too who views all organics as criminals or would-be criminals. She's especially cruel to the children too, which really strikes a chord with Vision, being that he is both a robot and a parent. Now, if you're particularly good at math, you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, aren't we 2 Avengers short right now? Yes, we are. That's because Black Panther and Captain America Sam Wilson have been sent into space to deal with the Ashen Coven's craft. This ends up being something of a team-building exercise too, as you'll recall from the first 2 issues. Cap and Black Panther haven't exactly been seeing eye to eye recently, mainly because they beat each other up over in Sam's book. It's right around here as the comic begins to come to a close, we're actually thrown the big curveball twist, and that is the ship, the Impossible City, is not only alive, it's been the one narrating the story this whole time. And so that was Avengers issue number 3, everybody, and overall I thought this was another fun, action-packed little Avengers story from Jed MacKay. Again, MacKay really seems to be interested in exploring this idea that even though the Avengers are a team, sometimes they do have to actually fight on their own to cover more ground and deal with more specialized threats. And speaking of threats, the Ashen Coven are pretty damn cool, both from a visual standpoint and from a motivation standpoint. I will say they suffer from having way too many names. Either they're the Cityslayers or they're the Ashen Coven, pick one. I also have to wonder what these guys' connection are to Meriden and the big prophecy of doom that Kang made. I know their leader actually has a name very similar to Meriden, and I wonder if it's going to turn out to be more timey-wimey stuff. Overall, though, I thought this was a ton of fun and a kickoff to what what should be an interesting new storyline, I would give this one a positive 8 out of 10. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.